Well, the moment we have been looking for has arrived. The GoPro Daytona Sport Bike teams have released their riders to the starting grid. Danielle Teal will be joining us shortly to bring us all of the action from down there. Our intention is to bring you at least 4 rider grid interviews and get final thoughts from these riders as we get ready to go. As the riders are working their way around New Jersey, I'm going to look at my partner, Scott Russell. And Scott, you know, Jake Gagne, he's won himself a championship already. That's decided. Jake Lewis is not going to win the championship, but he's going to have to hang on to the second spot. He has 182. Eslick is 9 points behind with 173. Third place is up for grabs too, because just behind Eslick is Dane Westby in fourth. Only 1 point separates them.
It's kind of like who won the Super Bowl last year, Barry, really, at this point. You know we got Gagne as a champion, and really the guys running for second, third, it's still out there, but it's kind of like, okay, it doesn't really matter. Now I think it's racing for glory today is really what this race is all about, ending the season on a high note.
And completely different riding conditions today for these guys. A beautiful sunny day is before us. Great sunshine, great racing conditions. Should be a fabulous race here in one of the most competitive series in the world, really.
Yeah, I mean, to end the season here at New Jersey is always great. They've got a great fan base out here that comes out, supports this racing, and we've seen great racing in the previous classes already today, all weekend, and it never fails. New Jersey Motorsports Park really produces some great racing, and I think today this might be the race of the day. I'd like to think it will be.
And yesterday, what a great race we had. Jake Zemke rode the Geico Honda to a third-place podium finish, which was quite a big deal, and Danielle has caught up with him now on the starting grid.
Thank you, Barry. That's right. I'm here with third place yesterday, number 98, Jake Zemke. Jake, congratulations. I know you and your team have worked so hard all year. Tell us about how you finally got yourself up on that podium.
Yeah, yesterday was a good day. Weather's quite a bit different today, but we splashed around in the rain yesterday and had some fun, and just proud for my team, for the Geico guys, and Honda and everybody else to get this 600 up on the podium. It was it took us all year, but luckily we got it done before the end of the year, so we're looking forward to today's race. In the dry, it should be a lot more fun, and it should be a good battle up here at the front.
Good luck to number 98, Jake Zemke. He did say that he likes the rain, and we're missing number 69, Danny Eslick. He had a bit of a get-off this morning that he injured his hand. We were going to catch up with him, but we'll go catch up with number 85 instead. Obviously, the story of the weekend is the number 85 and how he lost his championship chance yesterday due to a mechanical issue, and we're going to catch up with him real quick because he is still battling for second place right now. Number 85, Jake Lewis, obviously the story of the weekend. Your yesterday's mechanical issue that cost you your championship, but you were still battling for second place. What's today's frame of mind?
To win. That's pretty much it. And yesterday's behind us, and we're just focused on today's race, and just pretty much need to win. That's all my focus is on, and just do my best and finish the year strong.
Number 85, Jake Lewis, he is still focused and determined. Danny Eslick, congratulations on your Hartley championship here today. Dan, he's wishing his fellow competitor good luck. You've got an injury right now. How do you feel? You're still battling for second place and third place as well.
Yeah, it's definitely got my work cut out for me. Crashing that Harley this morning wasn't a good thing. My thumb's pretty sore. My shoulder's beat up. I've been icing it all day, but we're going to do our best to get the number 69, ridersdiscount.com, Essex69.com, triumph up in there, and try to at least hang in there on the podium. Gagne rode an awesome season and already locked up the championship. So basically it's, nothing on the table. Let's just go for a W today.
Nothing to lose, says number 69, Danny Eslick, and we're going to catch up with one more person, our pole setter here today. And this weekend, Dane Westby, he was the winningest rider in 2014 in the Daytona Sport Bike class, from a crash at Daytona to pole position and wins all around here this weekend. How do you feel going into the final race of the season?
Like I got nothing else to do. We're going to go ahead and try for that hit the 3 out of the park. So I think I got the speed, and I don't see anybody else in front of me. So we're going to try to make that the same view when we're here on the 21st lap, or however many it is.
Well, good luck. 00 Dane Westby. Barry, throw back to you.
And Danielle, thank you. It's good to have Danielle Teal on our staff here today to cover the action down trackside. The great Danielle Teal, good to have her on board. So everybody's set to go. Scott Russell, we're going to go with our starting lineup in just a moment as we get a look at our champion right there, number 32, Jake Gagne. Move on over a little bit to that man right there out of Spring, Texas for the Yamaha Extended Service Team. Number 8, Garrett Gerloff. As the camera panning around, catching all the action here. There's Dane's dad right there, walking away, leaving it all in the hands of his very capable son, our pole setter, 00 Dane Westby. Let's go with our starting lineup. We'll start at the front of this race field to the man who came home victorious yesterday. He's got pole. He is trying to dominate the weekend here at the Kawasaki Devil Showdown on the Yamalube Westby Racing R6 from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yet another Oklahoma rider that's having a great weekend, number 00, Dane Westby. Starting in the 2 spot, middle of the front row, 32, the Road Race Factory Red Bull Yamaha star out of San Diego, California, the 2014 national champion, Jake Gagne. To Gagne's immediate right, number 8, the pride of Spring, Texas on the Yamaha Extended Service, Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team, number 8, Garrett Gerloff. Second row to the inside pole, number 85, Princeton, Kentucky's Jake Lewis on the motosport.com Mean Yamaha. We heard from him thanks to Danielle. He said yesterday is in the history books. I am focused on today. Number 40, Jason DeSalvo, the Castrol Triumph Sport Bike Track Time rider on the Triumph Daytona 675. Number 40 is going to go off 5th here today. JD Beach, number 6 for the Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team, will be your 6th place starter, JD Beach. Starting in the 7th spot from Stockton, California on the Triumph Daytona 675 for Latest Motors Castrol Triumph, number 50, Bobby Fong. With a strong podium yesterday and high hopes for today comes the Honda-mounted Geico Motorcycle Racing Jake Zemke, number 98, from Paso Robles, California. He's got a lot of fans that have been following him for quite some time. Moving back to that 9th spot, number 69, Danny Eslick, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma on the Riders Discount Racing Triumph Daytona. Eslick trying to win one here today, but he's playing hurt. We'll see how it plays out for him. Moving back yet another row into that 4th row to the 10th starting spot we go. Number 56, Shane Narbonne will start this race for the Gian Gonzalez Racing Team. Moving to the 11th starter, Bakersfield, California's Tuned Racing Yamaha rider, Bryce Prince, number 174. Number 12, Tomas Puerta out of Medellin, Colombia for the Road Race Factory Red Bull Team. Will start 12th in this field, I'm thinking. Yep, Tomas is ready to go. Moving back to number 33, Kyle Weinman out of New York on the Millennium Technologies Yamaha. Number 44 goes 14th. That's Taylor Knapp out of Lapeer, Michigan on the ApexManufacturing.com Triumph Daytona. Starting in the 15th starting spot from Los Angeles, California, the M4 Sport Bike TrackGear.com Honda of Joe Roberts. Your 16th starter out of Wisconsin on the Gian Gonzalez Race Team, number 79. That's Blake Young. Ben Young starts in the 17th spot. Thornbury, Ontario, Canada's home for him on the Team WD-40 Yamaha. Starting in the 18th starting spot from Manhattan Beach, California, the D&D Cycles Castrol Triumph rider, Steve Rapp. Starting in the 19th starting spot from Tucker Lancaster from Lincoln, California. Tucker on the motosport.com Mean Yamaha R6. Starting in the 20th spot is number 21 from Discovery Bay, California. She is a 2-time National Road Race winner. Starting deep in this field today, also on the Castrol Triumph Apex Manufacturing Team, riding her Daytona 675, number 21, Elena Myers. Starting 21st, West Point, Georgia, number 72, Miles Thornton for the D&D Cycles Castrol Triumph Team. The team has 2 entries in this class, and they are led by Rob McClendon out of Pensacola, Florida. Starting in the 22nd starting spot from Bellefontaine, Ontario, Canada. He bumped his head pretty hard yesterday, Scott. The RRM Triumph of Kenny Reedman. And finally, number 13 goes 23rd. From Oceanside, California, MPH Racing's Triumph Daytona 675 mounted Melissa Paris. That's your GoPro Daytona Sport Bike starting lineup. And Scott Russell, I don't know about you, but I think everybody is looking forward to this race in the dry today.
Oh yeah, this is the one I've been waiting on, that's for sure. It's too hard to pick a winner in this one, Barry. I wouldn't even dare step out on that limb, but I know that the fans are about to get their money's worth today.
And just for the record, you picked the winner correctly in Super Sport last time out. Hats off to you. It was a great battle. We changed gears, though. It's GoPro Daytona Sport Bike, and to a little bit of information for perhaps a new fan that may be watching or maybe at a road race here at the Kawasaki Devil Showdown. These are middleweight 600 class motorcycles. They're allowed many more modifications, and Scott, one of those is in the steering head angle on these bikes.
Yeah, there's several things that they could change. So you'll see quite a bit quicker lap times than the Super Sport guys were able to run. Amazing enough, like Cameron Bobier last year ran a 121.9 on a 600. So these Daytona Sport Bikes are capable of some serious lap times. This is a 600 racetrack. We're about to see the great race happen right here in front of us.
All of that should equal a very entertaining package for us all here today as Kawasaki and Ian bring us all the action. There you go right there. That's your 2014 national champion getting set to do battle. Number 32 for the Road Race Factory, Jake Gagne. AMA Pro Grid Marshals all set to go. We are good to go. It's all in control of the riders now as the light goes out, and Gagne will rip it from the front row and get a fantastic start, Scott, off of the line.
Yes, he did, and now down into one. This is where it gets pretty hairy in the 600 class. So far, everybody's through there cleanly. Westby did not get the start from the pole that he wanted. He slots in about 5th or 6th spot, maybe it looks like. He's got work to do.
And Jake Lewis got a great start from that second row. He was your 4th place starter here, and he is running second right now to number 32, Jake Gagne. Jake Gagne apparently timed that light absolutely perfectly.
Well, he is really on his game, isn't he? He's riding flawlessly right now. This is the race we were looking to see yesterday with these two guys battling it out for the championship. Did not go down well for Lewis. Battery died on him, and that's unfortunate because he deserved a fight and chance at it. Unfortunately, he didn't win it, but today he gets to redeem himself and maybe go home and end this season on a high note with a victory right now. But he's got his work cut out for it. 32 is on it.
And the good thing is for Jake Gagne, he no longer has to even think about points now. He just goes out there, twists the throttle on that Road Race Factory Yamaha, and tries to come to the front. They're working lap number 1 here in front of a great crowd at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Battling back in the deeper in the field. Up front, they're starting to kind of get a little bit of a rhythm and get things timed out. And Gagne actually beginning to pull away just a little bit from 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place riders.
Well, I think he's in a great place in his mind. I think after winning the championship, obviously look at Westby letting him down the inside. No, that's anyway. He's getting geared up for going across the water to Britain and racing the Super Sport class over there. And he needs to win these races right here. To go over there, competition's heavy. He's going to go over there and fly the American flag. Can't wait to see how it goes for that team.
We're all highly anticipating that. I think you saw a 0 at the end of that number. I think it was Bobby Fong, number 50.
Yep, and you've got to watch him. He's got some serious talent, that kid does.
And he can be very explosive. He can come out of nowhere and do it to you just like that. So Gagne, your leader, it's Jake Lewis right now. Up there battling with Garrett Gerloff, and J.D. Beach is definitely up into the mix here.
Yeah, Gerloff put the move down there on Lewis in turn 6 right there on the braking zone. That's going to be, I think that's going to be an area we need to watch all race long. Gerloff definitely wants to get up there and win one before this season's over, and right now he's put himself in a great spot. But, man, they're lining up behind him, and they all want a little piece of that podium today.
You know what? When you look at 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now, all 3 of those riders and Bobby Fong, they've all got something they want to prove. They need a little bit of redemption here at the end of the year. Jake Lewis yesterday, well documented, didn't get to start. Garrett Gerloff's had a little bit of a bumpy season, as has J.D. Beach and Bobby Fong. None of them have met the expectations they set upon themselves. And so right now I think we're going to see like a little bit of a contest amongst that group that all need to shine here today.
Well, the more they battle each other like this, the farther Gagne is going to get ahead right now, and he's really setting sail right now out front. Lewis makes the move down there on Gerloff again. You can see Fong getting hungry, and the 00, our pole sitter, is coming. Watch out for the Wolverine.
Yes, Barry.
All right, let's throw it down trackside. Danielle Teal is caught up with Melissa Paris.
Thank you, Barry. I'm with the number 13, Melissa Paris. Tough break, Melissa. Can you tell us what happened?
Yeah, it's just been a rough weekend altogether. I broke a shift lever. I think it was probably my fault from falling down in the rain yesterday. So it's just frustrating because everyone's been working really hard to get me comfortable on that Triumph. So kind of bummed we couldn't race today, but I guess that happens sometimes.
Well, we're happy to see her back, but tough break for Melissa Paris.
Yep, thank you, Danielle. Yeah, tough day for her, no doubt, but there will be brighter days for Melissa Paris. Very talented. Scott Russell, you may have called it right here. 85, Jake Lewis. He's in a tremendous battle trying to defend that second spot on this racetrack. But while that's happening, we're watching Gagne get away.
I'm watching Westby make some moves, boy. He put the move on Fong down in there, and he really had to move him out of the way in turn 11 to make that pass. Gave him a wave, said, sorry, dude, but he's on his way to the front. So watch the 00. He's really got the bit between his teeth now.
The 00s would like to do the double here this weekend. He's having a near-perfect weekend thus far. No doubt setting fast time, earning pole for the doubleheader for GoPro Daytona Sport Bike, winning yesterday, and certainly on top of his game here today.
Boy, these are great shots as they go through the chicane over here, and they're going to go over the top of this hill. Gagne wheelies the bike, see the front end come up. Now you can see the pack in the back chasing as hard as they can. Lewis looks like he's got a little bit of a breathing room, not much, but this pack's getting hungrier and hungrier, so Gagne's going to have to run a perfect race right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. These are great shots on board.
The fastest lap of the race does belong to Dane Westby, 1:23.698. Jake Lewis gap when they crossed the line behind Gagne was 1.392. We'll chart that gap and see if Jake Lewis is able to reel him in just a little bit. It looks like he may be just a little.
Watch Westby here as they go into this turn. This is where he made the move. JD, don't run it too wide. He's opened the door. He will come through there. He's going to line him up and try to get a draft on JD Beach as they come down this front straightaway. But look at Lewis. He's kind of making a little bit of a break, Barry, and now I know he wants to catch up with Gagne, but that's a tall order.
I really do believe that's Gerloff that he's trying to get around. Not positive, as I say it. Should verify it first, but it is. Westby is on a move, and you know what? He's ridden so relaxed this weekend. He's been so comfortable in everything that he's done. He looks just like he's out for a Sunday afternoon ride.
Thanks for sorting me out. Exactly right. When he's on, he looks like he's doing it effortlessly, and I don't know if it's going to be one of those days, but so far so good for Westby, and Gerloff's the next guy on his list. He didn't get a great drive out of that last corner down the straightaway last time by. Looked like Fong was hassling him down into one, so there's still so much to be decided in this one.
1.373 was the gap when they crossed the stripe. Jake Lewis trying to run down Jake Gagne, so the pair of Jakes came in here with business to do this weekend. Gagne's wrapped it up, so now it's all about racing. It's a real quick look through the field. That would be Gerloff in third, Westby in fourth, Bobby Fong fifth, JD Beach sixth, Jake Zemke seventh, Danny Eslick back there, as you heard him complaining a little bit about his shoulder and his thumb. He's running eighth, Kyle Wyman ninth, and Tomas Puerta shown in the 10th spot right now. The Mean Motorsports rider right there, Jake Lewis, number 85. He's really got his head down. He's going to work, but he's going to need to, because Westby has made the move now. Scott Westby has made the move around Gerloff, and he is coming up through this field, beginning to put pressure now on Jake Lewis.
Oh, yeah, he is on a mission. Look at him go. Boy, he's carrying some serious corner speed. He's giving it all down. He's fastest lap by Westby as well. Porta finds himself out in the kitty litter at the end of the front straightaway. Unfortunate for him, but they do still have the flag flying up front with Gagne on that team.
Westby continues to pick up the pace. 1:23.411. That's the fast lap of the race. As we see the Road Race Factories, Tomas Puerta trying to refire this Yamaha. The marshals are saying, we got to move you. You are in an impact zone, young man, and we got to keep you moving.
Yep, the gap's shrinking there, Barry.
Jake Lewis has been able to hang on to second. He's had 2 or 3 different challengers behind him, but Lewis continues to hold him off.
Oh,
but he opened the door right there, and what happened?
Boy, I'll tell you, we call that Westby corner right there. He's just making that look too easy right now. let's see how these bikes run together down the front straightaway. It's going to be critical for Westby to get a great drive. Lewis right there, they're going to pick up that draft as they come down this long front straightaway, Barry.
And Lewis has got plenty of horsepower here today. He'll draft right by him, but I think Westby's going to try the inside move, but it's going to be Jake Lewis leading him into one. But now that combination of riders right there might be just what the ticket is to reel in our race leader.
Yeah, and I think Westby needs to make his move earlier in the lap to hold on to that spot. He's not done yet with Lewis. He's going to still go to work on him, and with Gerloff and the rest of the riders right behind him. Zemke doing a good job out there, still in 7th spot on the Honda. Having a pretty good day. As you can see, JD Beach dropping off the back of that pack just a little bit, Barry.
Yep, just a little bit. Falling back is JD Beach right now. Now, that camera shot, which, by the way, hats off to the camera guys today, delivering us great pictures. This GoPro on-bike shot kills me. And the relationship, you can really see that Lewis is beginning, or Westby now, is in the 2 spot and beginning to close. 0.972 the gap. It's going to be a challenge for the lead before this one's over.
I think it's still Lewis. Lewis got back by him. I think Westby led it across the lines, what you saw. I see that big, long knee sticking out of Jake Lewis as he rolls into turn 11 again. This is where he opened the door and Westby went through. He said, I don't want that to happen again. So he's done a good job to give himself some breathing room as they make their way back toward the front straightaway again.
The unmistakable profile of Jake Lewis all bent over in that corner.
Lewis is definitely going to be a little upset after what happened yesterday. So I think Westby passing him spurred him along a little bit now, and now a little fire under him, and now he's really coming in that gap. Now, when you can almost read the numbers on it, you'd know that gap's shrinking.
It might have surprised him a little bit when Westby so easily got around him. I don't think he'll let that happen so easily the next time.
I don't think so either. I think we're about to have about a 6-bike battle for the lead here if these guys keep going at the pace they're going. We're on lap 7 of 21 right now, and Gagne is losing that healthy lead that he had slowly but surely.
Let's identify all those riders in that freight train right there. That's Jake Lewis leading the train, Dane Westby 3rd, Garrett Gerloff 4th, Bobby Fong 5th. Those are the riders in pursuit right now, trying to be perfect, be smooth, hit all their marks, and perhaps close that gap. That is down to 0.749. It's definitely going to be on here in the closing laps of this one. In fact, there's still a lot of time left. 21-lap race, 14 to go until it's 13 when they get back to the stripe.
Westby tried to sneak in there on that turn 11 again. Lewis with them big long legs said, not today, man. I'm going to fight you tooth and nail for it. They come on the front straightaway. Lewis has got some breathing room as they make their way down the straight. Gagne, that lead is shrinking continually. Look at Fong going to work on Gerloff right there on the braking zone. Is he going to be able to close that one out, Barry?
I believe he did. I mean, they went out a camera angle for us. We'll be able to get a look at it when they come back. But it looked as if he may have had the measure of him, Scott. I just lost vision there for a moment.
Hard to see back there, but they're going at it. Just know that. And also Westby is really pouring on the heat to Jake Lewis right now as they wheelie over the top of the hill just out of turn 4. They'll fly through turn 5 and hard on the brakes right here for turn 6.
Jake Lewis has not been able to get much within a 1-second deficit that he is certainly having right now. Perhaps Dane Westby, if he can get the job done on Lewis, that's easier said than done today, but if he can get around him, maybe Westby can run him down. But Jake has not been able to close from within about a second on our race leader.
Yeah, they're all running in the 123 lap time range, and it fluctuates a couple of tenths between them all. But, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. There's plenty of racing left. We're not even halfway yet. Oh, there it goes, Westby. Hey, that door open. Lewis is having a hard time holding that line as they roll through turn 11. He gets in there, and the bike wants to run out wide on him. And now, but he's able to draft by Westby. Look at Westby slapping that horse on the rear end, trying to get it to roll.
Well, I think he's saying, get behind me, buddy. Let's just try to draft up here and catch our leader. Then we'll sort it out at the finish. That's what I think he might be saying, Scott.
He could be, Barry. I like it.
Because they were on the straightaway. It's like, okay, this is a chance. Now just get back there, get behind me, tuck in here. Let's catch this guy so we have a shot at winning this race.
Well, you may be right on that. And
that
look
would be
at
a
Westby.
first.
Oh, no, it won't be a first, but that was a great call. Westby really has put in the move on him right now. He's gapped Lewis by about 5 bike legs. He's going to swing down into that turn 6 and leave it hard on the brake on that Yamaha. flicking it left and really try to close it down.
Well, you know, Scott, when you watch a guy reel in competitors one after the other, like we have Westby here, and then watch that move around Jake Lewis, you got to kind of think he's got enough in the tank to get it done. He is really, really closing on our race leader at a rapid pace relative to how the race had been going.
Keep this in mind as well. Westby, out of all the front runners, is the only one running the harder rear tire. Everybody around him is chosen with a softer rear, so this could play out in his favor as this race goes on.
Maybe that explains why 3 times now, I believe, he has set and improved the fast lap of the race. Now it's down to 1, 2, 3, 3, 5, 9. So the deeper we get into this race, the faster Westby is becoming. That may explain it, Scott Russell, with a little bit of a harder compound. It's not terribly hot today, perhaps 73, 74, but it's full sunshine here, and that track temp is probably coming up pretty good right now.
Yeah, Lewis did a good job of trying to reel back in some of that gap that Westby had built on that last lap. Done a good job. They'll dive into this chicane. This is the roughest part of the racetrack. Pretty bumpy through here, especially as you accelerate out of here. The track gets kind of wavy. It loads the suspension and it unloads the suspension. So it, suspension setup is critical in that area of the racetrack. The rest of the track's pretty much smooth and straightforward.
We've been talking extensively about the battle for that top 3 between Gagne, Westby, and Lewis, but we want to also point out that Garrett Gerloff is 4th, Bobby Fong is 5th, and they're having a good race back there as well. They're right together on the racetrack trying to sort that one out.
Last time by, Gagne was a couple of tenths quicker than Westby. Let's check it as I go by. Start-finish line this time because the gap looks like it's grown again to me. And, oh, yeah, there it is, 3 tenths quicker than Westby, the chaser. So Jake Gagne has been able to pretty much control the pace of the race. If he needs to go quicker, Barry, he seems to be able to do that.
Well, you know, that's how one of the indicators of just how smart Gagne is, going however fast you got to go to maintain that gap. I think you're right. I think he's just watching it. He's feeling it. He's seeing it on his pit board. Okay, they're getting a little closer. They're under a second. Maybe I better wick it up here a little bit.
It's called race management, and champions do very well at that. And Jake Gagne, newly crowned champion, is really putting that into play already here on day 1 of his new championship, really. And able to hold Westby, and Westby's charged through the pack. But all of these riders are so closely matched. When you give a guy that kind of a gap at the beginning of the race, it's an uphill battle to try to claw that back.
Well, you know that Jake Gagne would really, really like to win this race today to end the season with a victory following clinching that championship yesterday, and then head over to British Superbike and run with those guys and have something going for him from a energy perspective.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch their progression over there and see how they compete with those guys. We've got a couple of Americans over there already. P.J. Jacobson's flying the flag pretty well in World Super Sport. James Rispoli came close to winning one the other day. Tipped over in the rain, but he's starting to come good. So to send our best guy over there, it's going to be fun to watch and see how he competes against those riders.
Agreed. That battle you're looking at right there coming over the hill, that is number 85, Jake Lewis, number 50, Bobby Fong, and number 8, Garrett Gerloff. And that's a great one. They're fairly evenly matched right now, turning fairly close lap times, and they're really trying to get a measure of one another. You've been talking about Bobby Fong since the opening lap of this one, and Scott, he's in a dogfight right now.
And he's flying that Triumph flag. He's the first Triumph in the field, and the next Triumph in line would be Danny Eslick running down in the 7th spot. Pretty far back, 17 seconds back from the lead group, riding injured. But Bobby Fong is flying that Triumph flag high and mighty right now. He's doing a great job.
Yes, he is, and I continue to be impressed here with Jake Lewis because I think he's getting it all out of the motorcycle right now. I think whatever that bike's got to give him, he's getting it all as we get another good look at the Road Race Factory Red Bull. Number 32, that was our Triumph right there, I believe.
Bobby Fong, he overdid it in turn 11, just tipped it in. It's a in one of those corners, you know, you really put a lot of load into the front end of the bike, and just that little bit too much brake pressure possibly as he turned in, and man, his day's over and he's gutted. He had a great run going.
A tremendous disappointment for Bobby, and I talked to George Latest last night, and he was just talking about how much confidence he's got in Bobby, and they're looking into the future together. He said, I see something in this young man, Barry, and I believe he's really got potential as a big-time star. You've talked about his riding ability a lot this year.
Well, I'm glad to hear George feels that way about him because, you know, this is what happens when you race as hard as these 600 guys are having to do in the DSB class, and but you know George has got to be happy about what he sees in Bobby, and unfortunately for Bobby, their day ended. And here's a little replay. As you tip in right here, you can see there's Jake Lewis. He doubles it. There's Bobby Fong in the background of the 50. Just turned in with some serious speed and some brake pressure, and the front end let go, and that's all there is to it.
And what actually happened right there, I think, Scott, at the very end when it was sliding on the right side of the motorcycle is it broke or bent the handlebar or damaged the throttle tube. That's why he went over and picked it up, and as soon as he picked it up, he threw it back down. He said, I'm done. It's over.
Yep, sometimes you can get back up and keep going. Unfortunately for him, that's not the way it was. Gagne has run such a perfect race here. What a, so far, perfect weekend for the 32. Leaving these guys back here battling for second, basically.
All right, let's throw it down. Trackside on our hot pit to Danielle, who's with Scott Jensen. We're watching it happen here right now. As Jake Gagne's got it going on, he's got a 3.1 advantage over Jake Lewis as Gagne begins to check out just a little bit. And Jake Lewis has got his hands full with Dane Westby. Westby is all over the Mean Motorsports machine right now, looking for a way around.
Good season for us, obviously.
Yeah, this group in second.
We really have to give it to Jake. Every time we go testing, anytime we go anywhere, anytime he's turning a wheel, he's giving it 110%. I can't say enough for Jake.
Barry.
Anyway, these guys are going as best they can, but they're just a little bit.
I think we both did. The volume didn't come up on it until we were too late into it. It was at the end. Not your fault. All is well. Thank you, Danielle. Scott Jensen talking about their guy right there, the number 32 of Jake Gagne.
He's got a lot to talk about too. He's got the best little rider going right now, and these three guys back in second. I keep going back and forth between Lewis and Westby, and that caused them to run in like 124 lap time range, and Gagne just keeps clicking off the 23s, and that's what you're seeing.
How about this, 3 wide at the end of the straightaway with 6 laps to go, trying to sort it out, and Dane Westby said, thank you, I'll take that spot away. Westby, actually what he did is he defended the spot well. He had it already, but he was under assault. Maybe that'll motivate him to try to get away from these guys, but getting away from these two is going to be a challenge, as both of them are riding really great here today.
It looks like maybe a little bit of a mistake from Lewis, and that allowed him to get a little bit of a gap, but they'll close that back up as they brake hard right here for turn 6. Gerloff looking pretty anxious right now to maybe stick his nose in there. He hasn't seen much of him. He's just kind of ridden on the tail end of this group so far, but hadn't made any real moves yet.
You know, Garrett has had a host of top 5s this year, including a couple of podiums. I know, though, he had higher expectations for himself this year. He would love to win one of these. However, today, unless something happens up front to Jake Gagne, this one is Gagne's to lose.
Agreed. Gagne hadn't put a wheel wrong all day. Westby's done a great job to come back from a bad start and give himself a shot at getting on the podium. Obviously, he's riding in that second spot and trying to make a break from this pack. Just every time they hit the straightaway, the draft here works so well in New Jersey that the riders are able to claw back whatever lead he's got. Now Gerloff's got a great run.
He does. He's gonna try to do a double draft by these guys and get it done. Now, as Scott would tell us, can he stay on the bottom of the racetrack? Can he hold them off? I believe that he has. Nice job.
That was a great move by him. He must have been lining that up for a couple of laps right there. Just like I said, he's been following these two riders, and Westby and Lewis, and he said, well, it's time to make my move. And now, can he get away from these guys? Because everybody's had their shot in second spot, but nobody's really been able to do anything with it.
Well, you know what? During all this battling that they've been doing back there, It is a 4.0 gap right now to our race leader with 5 to go. You're going to have to make up almost a second a lap to close the distance. It's going to be tough to do unless Gagne does make a slight mistake somewhere on this racetrack, but he has been perfection, hasn't put a wheel wrong all race long as of yet after 16.
Well, they're getting in that area of the race where the tires are starting to become a factor, and they're starting to wear a little bit, and now the lap times are reflecting that. Our quickest lap of the race is a 1:23.3. Now they're running about a second off of that, this whole the leader. So on board with Jake Gagne, great shot.
Will be 4 laps to go now as they cross the stripe. Leader crosses the stripe. The Cortec leaderboard will show 4 laps remaining here in our GoPro Daytona Sport Bike race. So Garrett Gerloff leads the battle for second, trying to get to the front, or did for a moment, and now Bobby Fong, Dane Westby has displaced him again.
Well, this battle, one of these guys, there's musical chairs here, and one of them's going to miss out when the music stops because there's only 3 spots at the top on that podium. And unfortunately for this 3 crew right here, one of them's going to miss that spot, but they're putting on a great show for everybody out here today. Wow, Westby runs right into the back of Gerloff. That got real close.
Jake Gagne, number 32, up front for the Road Race Factory. Red Bull team, and Gagne got to be loving this, Scott. He knows that he's earned that number 1 plate, and now he's up front pretty well, clearly dominating this GoPro Daytona Sport Bike race, and few people dominate this class.
It's occasionally it happens, but it's very rare. And, that team has done a great job all year, giving him great equipment. To come in here with the kind of pressure that rides on trying to win a championship, they've handled that well. He's handled it well. And, so far, a couple more laps, and he's going to wrap up, pull a double out of here today, and that's going to really give him some momentum as they go over to England.
Well, these 3 have been doing it for lap after lap after lap here in this one, and it looks like this battle is going to continue, and it's important. Again, it's important for a number of reasons. Primarily second and third place on today's victory podium celebration. Bragging rights are the order of the day. For Jake Lewis, it's a little bit of perhaps revenge or a reckoning after getting the championship pretty well taken from him yesterday. Not that it was a clear favorite. He was going to have to race to win it, no doubt, but he didn't get that chance, didn't even get a chance to race at all. And so today, Jake Lewis has got that heart, and he wants it. As we talked earlier, though, Garrett Gerloff, he would like to have a strong finish here. Scott Russell and Dane Westby wants to do the double, but I think they're going to watch someone else win this one. We're going to have 2 separate winners today, unless something terrible befalls the Road Race Factory team here in the closing moments. It's 3 to go when they get back to the stripe. 2 laps will remain in the GoPro Daytona Sport Bike final race of 2014.
I keep watching these 3, and I try to find a weak or strong point for any of the 3, and you really can't find one. They're so evenly matched all the way around the racetrack. There's really no clear-cut area where one guy's stronger than the other. To me, it looks like Westby's losing out a little bit on the straightaway, but he's still got that draft to work with, and he can still give himself a shot to get back on the podium like he did yesterday.
They're still battling. Westby took a look on the inside, had to back up for a moment, then took another shot at him, and perhaps got it done around Jake Lewis. So Dane Westby but Lewis fights back on the inside as our leader makes his way back to the front straightaway. It is going to be a white flag displayed to Jake Gagne, number 32, but we remain focused on this battle right here for the second spot.
Well, when Westby made the move on Jake Lewis, he kind of balked him a little bit, and that gave Gerloff some breathing room right here, which he hadn't had all race. So he'll be pleasantly surprised if he gets a pit board saying, "Hey, you got about a second, possibly half a second at least." That buys him a little bit of room, especially as they get down to the end of the front straightaway. There's no danger of anybody drafting by him.
He has really not had any time to breathe, as he didn't get the best of starts, and he's had to work really hard to get up into the second spot, has Garrett Gerloff. Right now he does have just a little bit of breathing room, as you see the white flag here at the flag stand on the front straightaway in the air. White flag on this race and white flag on the GoPro Daytona Sport Bike season. So Jake Gagne, number 32, gifting his team with a championship. He said yesterday, after they've worked so hard for him all season long, and Jake Gagne right now enjoying the final lap here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. There he is. He's come into our camera view. Going to get a look at him here and perhaps follow him all the way around, because I love the colors. I love the paint scheme on that. I love the idea of that young man going to Europe and representing us as a part of the British Superbike Championship.
Well, it won't be his first time across the water racing in the Red Bull Rookies Cup, so he's got a little experience going over the water, so that'll do him a little bit of good too. But nothing does you good like race wins, and that one today, in the fashion that he won it in, is about to win it in, is just the way you want to do it, and you end the season with an exclamation point, and there it is. The Road Race Factory Red Bull team is champions, and they've ridden like it, and here he is again.
Donington and Silverstone, I believe.
Brands Hatch, Silverstone.
Brands Hatch and Silverstone, the last two races, and the checkered flag is in the air. The Road Race Factory star has done it. Number 32, Jake Gagne, will take the race win today in the final GoPro Daytona Sport Bike race of the year. And doing it in fine fashion, got out front, never looked back. He just simply rode away from him.
Yeah, you can look, there's not a lot of happiness with the other riders with the Gagne. He's like, man, we're not shaking your hand. You wore us out today.
Wore us out all year, kind
yeah.
of, right?
And here's he's going to pull over and give us a little smoke here to check it out. This will be good on the onboard camera.
And he's doing it as directed by AMA Pro Rules. No burnouts on the racing surface. You have to get off of the racing surface in order to do that burnout. And the GoPro is seeing the smoke, and we are too. For number 32, Jake Gagne, giving the fans a little salute right there. There may be others. He may do that again on his way back. Garrett Gerloff will have a strong second-place finish for the Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team. And Dane Westby with a win yesterday and a third place today. Pretty good weekend for the Yamalude Racing team. Mick Conkright and Danny Walker, no doubt, will be down to greet their guy when he arrives down at Victory Podium here in just a couple of moments. Big stand-up wheelie. He could breathe now. His season has come to a close right here.
Oh, yeah. He's happy inside that helmet right there, man. I guarantee you. And, yeah, what more can you say, really? He's done it. You can see Eslick right there. Going to give him a little bit of a wave. Eslick's wanted to be up there running with him today. Hurt himself. Blew a motor early in the weekend. Really never had a shot at it. Didn't see him after that. And just had to kind of sit back and ride his own race today. But this guy here put on a show for the fans.
Don't go away. It is American Superbike final race of the day coming up. Following our Victory Podium, let's review our top 10 finishes here today. Number 32, Jake Gagne, has scored a victory. That'll give Gagne 3 wins on the 2014 racing season. Pretty impressive year for the young man, and a title. Garrett Gerloff rode the Yamaha Extended Service R6 to a second-place finish. The Yamalube Westby Racing entry, double zeros, Dane Westby third. The Mean Motorsports guys, Jake Lewis, number 85, brought it up to 4th place. The YES team produces a 5th-place finish with number 6, J.D. Beach. Danny Eslick, playing hurt, will finish in the 6th spot here today. Jake Zemke, 3rd yesterday, 7th today. Pretty respectful finishes on the Honda. Jason DeSalvo will bring the triumph home in the 8th spot. Shane Narbonne 9th, and Kyle Wyman will round out your top 10. Christy Lee will be joining us shortly down in our Victory Podium celebration. We'll be headed down that way right now with our Fans Choice cameras. There they all are right there. That's a good look at Garrett Gerloff taking those heavy road race leathers off. Danny Walker, the first to give him a big, great job. Way to go. I call her the racing mom on that team. Mick Conkright right there to encourage Jake. She's going to hand him a cap and give him a big congratulations. That man has had an incredible year, no question about it. Number 32, Jake Gagne, putting a serious exclamation point on what has been a great season for him. He's complaining of a little shoulder pain right there.
Yeah, not sure what happened on that deal.
All right. Jake Gagne, Garrett Gerloff, and Dane Westby. All right, with no further ado, let's throw it down trackside. Christy Lee is caught up with the man who finished third place today, Dane Westby. Here's Christy.
Third place today, Dane. It's been a strong weekend for you and your Yamalube Westby Racing team. Congratulations on the third place finish.
Thanks. It's always great to be up here on the podium on my little Yamalube bike and representing Yamaha and National Down Syndrome Society. Got special helmet this weekend for these guys, and hopefully we can auction that off for some money for them. I got Ed riding along with me and a lot of other people that don't even know they're here. So thanks to everyone that's helped me get here.
Tell us about that race. You made a hand motion about halfway through to someone behind you. What was that about?
I thought that I could make up the gap. It seemed like those guys were dicing around and didn't really have their heads on right until the later laps, and I thought that I could do something, but then I couldn't, and so then we just scrapped for the remains, and I was just as bad as they were. Gagne just was gone into the distance, so that was what I thought I was a cool guy, and I wasn't, so...
Always a cool guy to all of us and the fans at home. 0-0 of Dane Westby, third place finish today in GoPro Daytona Sport Bike.
Pretty cool. A couple of words of wisdom coming out of Dane Westby right there as Christy will move forward and continue to locate her riders. It's a little chaotic down there and fun. Here's Christy Lee with the Yamaha Extended Service Garrett Gerloff rider.
Thanks, Barry. Number 8, Garrett Gerloff, second place finish. It's been a while since we've seen you on this box, but you've been very successful in years past here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Congrats on second.
Yeah, thanks a lot. That was definitely a fun race. Me, Dane, and Jake were going at it, and man, I just can't give enough credit to my Yamaha Extended Service, Monster Energy Graves, Yamaha crew. They've just been awesome all year, and even though we didn't win, I think I know that the bike's the best out there, and we're going to bring it to them next year. So, just excited about next year and happy to end the season strong.
Garrett, how about that pass on Lewis and Westby into turn 1?
Well, I don't know. The race is kind of flash. I was just trying to stay in front of those guys and get my Yamaha Extended Service up on the box. So, you guys second's good.
A lot happens in the heat of the moment. Number 8, Garrett Gerloff, your second place finisher for the Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team. We'll go catch up with number 1 in just a moment.
You got to love this. She is on her way over to the Road Race Factory team right now, Jake Gagne, and she's there.
Jake, I'm getting kind of seeing you this weekend. It's been a really great weekend for you, obviously capturing the championship yesterday and then finishing off, tying it in a nice bow this day here, getting a first place finish. Congratulations.
Yeah, what a way to finish off the weekend, after yesterday. Today it was all or nothing, and no points on the line, so I just wanted to go for it and ride as hard as I could every lap. Hats off to the Road Race Factory Red Bull crew. Again, the whole year everybody's been working so hard, and Danny and Scotty and Walker, everybody to put this program together. And like I said, to get the championship yesterday and a win today, this is amazing. I gotta say hi to Mom and Dad, Grandma, Grandpa, my friends at home watching. I love you guys. Bell Helmets, Alpine Stars, Penske, all those guys have been working their butts off all year, and to finish off the year like this, it's amazing. So thank you guys.
Had a little bobble in the beginning, but you came back and took off, and you were in your own time zone for pretty much that entire race.
Yeah, I had more than just one bobble in the beginning of that thing. I was either thinking I'm going to crash out of this lead or try to pull away from these guys. But again, it was a fun race, and I'm just happy we made it through and capped off the year with a win.
All the racing we've came to see. There's your first place finisher today in GoPro Daytona Sport Bike. That's the number 32 of Jake Gagne. Barry, we'll go back up to you and get victory podium ceremonies underway in just a moment.
Thank you, Christy. We are going, ladies and gentlemen, right back down trackside to victory podium. GoPro, the world's most versatile camera, enables people to capture and share their lives' most exciting moments in professional quality, high-definition video and photos with the newly released Hero 3 Plus camera line. Smaller, lighter, mightier still. Visit GoPro.com. No other tire company has won more AMA Pro Road Racing Championships than Dunlop, and we take what we learned from racing and roll it into the tires we make for you, such as the all-new SportMax Q3 with carbon fiber technology. Dunlop, the official road racing tire of AMA Pro Road Racing. Racer Sites is proud to be the official... Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our GoPro Victory Podium. Here's Christy.
Thank you, Barry. As he mentioned, here at New Jersey Motorsports Park, it's Race 2 Victory Podium for GoPro Daytona Sport Bike. Let's start off by bringing up our third place finisher this afternoon. That's the 00 of Dane Westby on the Yamalube Westby Racing Team. Dane, come on up here. Second call to Dane Westby. In the heat of the moment there. Dane, come on up here. Our third place finisher this afternoon. You spent a lot of time on this box this weekend. Congratulations on an outstanding effort from you and the team here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Congrats on third.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank AMA Pro for all the hard work they've been doing. It's a thankless job sometimes. I was just talking with Garrett and just reminiscing about how fun that race was, and they did that for us. So thanks, guys. And obviously, the Yamalube and Yamaha bike just did amazing for me today. And obviously, we've got a special helmet for National Down Syndrome Society. So maybe somebody out there will buy this, and we can help those guys out. So. I'm just a little flustered, but thanks Trig and Trevor and McCarty and all the guys behind the scenes that made this happen. Thanks.
Here to present the third place trophy this afternoon from Ion Cameras, the digital media manager, Jason Ignashevsky. Jason, would you like to have any words for Dane and the team?
I guess we couldn't have asked for a better day for some excellent racing, and congratulations.
Thanks, man.
Congrats once again to our third place finisher this afternoon, the 00 of Dane Westby. Now let's bring up our second place finisher this afternoon for the Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves Yamaha team. That's the number 8 of Garrett Gerloff. Garrett, I know you've been wanting to get back up on this box for a while. You and your team have worked hard. Congrats on second.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Normally I wouldn't be too happy with second place, but that was a really fun race with Dane and Jake, and happy I was able to finish in front of them. And yeah, I feel pretty good in the year with second, but I've been searching for that win for a couple years, and hopefully next year we can get on the top of the box. But yeah, I can't thank the whole Yamaha Extended Service Monster Energy Graves crew enough this entire year just for being behind me and giving the best bike out there. And I hope we can get out there again with the team. And I can't thank Chuck Graves and Keith McCarty for this opportunity. And just everybody that's been behind me the whole way: Shoei helmets, Revit leathers, CD boots, and everybody else that I forgot. I'm having a blast out here in New Jersey. I hope you guys are too, and enjoy the Superbike race coming up.
Here once again to present the second place trophy from Ion Cameras, Jason Ignashevsky. Folks, give it up one last time for our second place finisher, number 8, Garrett Gerloff. Not just today's race winner, but of course our 2014 GoPro Daytona Sport Bike champion. Big weekend for him and the Red Bull Road Race Factory team. Let's bring to the stage now the number 32 of Jake Gagne. Jake, there are no words. Even with a few bobbles, this has been almost a picture-perfect weekend for you, taking the championship and now a race win. Congratulations once again.
Yeah, an incredible weekend to cap off the end of this year with the win is amazing, but it didn't come easy. You know, I got off to a really good start, and I just put my head down, rode as hard as I possibly could every single lap, and those guys were on my butt in the beginning. I knew it, and I just tried to inch away from them, but hats off to the Road Race Factory Red Bull crew. Those Scotty and Danny and everybody, those guys have just been working so hard. You know, I say it every time, but man, they deserve so much credit for all the work those guys do. And Penske Suspension working their butts off all year. Red Bull, Bell Helmets, Alpine Stars, all the guys, my parents at home, everybody. Yeah, we did it again, and I'm stoked.
Again, with the first place trophy from Ion Cameras, Jason Ignaszewski. Folks, please give it up one last time for your top 3 finishers in race number 2 here at New Jersey Motorsports Park in GoPro Daytona Sport Bike. Congratulations to our 3 racers today. It's been a great season within this series. Of course, we'd like to thank New Jersey Motorsports Park for providing us with this beautiful facility to race at year after year. And of course, our official sponsors of AMA Pro Road Racing, Dunlop, the official tire of AMA Pro, and Sunoco, the official fuel. Here to present the hats for our special sponsors is Jennifer Top from Kawasaki. Jennifer, come on up. We'll get the hat dance underway. Jennifer will get that started. And folks, that does conclude our GoPro Daytona Sport Bike race number 2 victory podium. Barry, we'll toss it back up to you.